this is how to do a bar muscle up, as well as scaling options for if you cannot do a bar muscle up. I'll give you options all the way down to any ability level, so don't worry if you can't do the full muscle up. But starting out, you want a bar where the feet aren't gonna hit the ground when you're trying to do this, preferably. But the way I would have you do a muscle up is you swing into it a little bit. It's okay to get that little bit of swing when you first get on the bar. Swing forward into it a little bit. A little bit of forward swing. Our next step is gonna be pulling down with straight arms. Think about pulling down, straight arms. Next step would be to think about bringing the toes towards the bar. Here. Swing back, toes towards the bar. Step 3 is hips up to the bar. Toes up, boom, hips up. And you think about, again, trying to pull with straight arms as long as you can and only pulling, bending the elbows towards the last bit of the movement. That's the mistake that people make, I think, most commonly, is trying to treat a muscle up like a pull-up. And so you stay really vertical as you're trying to pull up. They try to go here to get your muscle up. And for that, it's a lot of just brute strength of trying to pull up all the way to get the bar below the ribs, where you can turn over and get above the bar. But try to think about using that swing, pulling down straight arms, toes up, hips up to raise your center of gravity. Think about getting at least to like belly button or hip with the bar. And that would be the first scaling option. If you're close to a muscle up but you can't quite get it, do those hip pulls. So swinging into it, straight arm pull down, toes, hips, pulling the hip to the bar. Now if you get that high and you can fully touch like hip or belly button to the bar, just sitting up and turning over is the last step to the muscle up. So if you get that high, you probably have the muscle up. Again, swinging into it, boom, muscle up. So option number 1 is that full muscle up. Option number 2 is the hip pull, like I was talking about. If you're not really close to those, and if you can't do like maybe 6 or 7 body weight pull-ups, then you should probably go down to this scaling option anyway. But we would set up rings, and you can do this on a bar as well. If you want to set up a bar in like a squat rack, that's fine. I just really like the rings here. Getting a bench or something to set the feet on here, and make sure you have the rings set up high enough that you can go just about to like straight arms here at the bottom. You don't want the rings to be so low that your butt is sitting on the ground and you only get to here. But starting sort of from that vertical torso, arms straight overhead, but we're just getting that explosive hip drive into the pull here. Again, think about trying to get that like straight arm pull down, just like it was on the bar. Straight arm pull down, boom, hips here. And each time returning, just as if you were doing a muscle up to that hang. Here, hips, boom, drive. Straight arm pull, boom. Trying to think about bringing the belly button to the rings. And the final option, I think that should be accessible to most people, but the final option would be med ball slam. Just taking a slam ball, preferably not the rubber bouncy balls because those will come back up, hit you in the face. Take a slam ball, overhead, boom, big slam. And that is a bar muscle up and scaling option.